I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Time to welcome Kaz. Hi.
Hi, nice to be here.
And I'm glad you're here. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kaz. I am an interdimensional bartender who is afraid of salespeople. I stream almost every day on YouTube exclusively. I used to have a Twitch channel, but I swapped over to YouTube a couple of years ago. And I play a lot of games, from gacha games to JRPGs to Marvel Rivals and Horse Girls. Nice to meet everyone.
Nice to meet you too. You've been completely got by the gacha, have you?
Yes, and it's a very unhealthy relationship, so to speak, that I have with gacha games in general.
That's okay. I mean, the third job that you've taken to probably cover up for it.
Oh, how I wish I could afford every single gacha.
Well, getting into the horse girl one is pretty much the end of times for a lot of people.
No, for a lot of people, they think that, but like, I only started playing a couple of months ago. Like, I was late to the horse girl game, but actually, like, it is probably the most free to play friendly out of all of the gacha games I have played.
Yeah,
and currently play, rather.
Yeah, so you can actually enjoy it without buying the super extra multi-pack.
Oh yeah, definitely. The only, like, you might just get like a bit of regret because you didn't get the horse girl you wanted or the support card you wanted, but unlike other gacha games, at least from what my friends told me and from my own experience, the units are not time limited. They're actually permanent. They just have a lower rate when their banner goes down, but you can get some of the more exclusive or time limited units much later down the line if you're lucky.
Well, so it's not completely cut off. It's
not.
I mean, it might be much lower chance, but it's not, totally impossible. It's Sure
and Cygames has been very generous with the in-game currency as of late.
Yeah, well, they want to keep things going. They certainly got a flood there for a while, and a lot of people were playing it, but you got to keep it going, though. You got to keep it interesting for folks, otherwise they find other things to do. When did you get started with streaming?
I started like pre-pandemic, like around 2019. I had just broken off from another content creator group, a very small one, but I broke off from them after some disagreements and then decided to go solo. Mm-hmm. And here I am, how many years has it been? 7 years later, and I've only been a VTuber for maybe like 4 or 5 of those years.
What made you switch to VTuber?
To being a VTuber?
Yeah.
Oh, the simplest explanation is I'm a weeb. Unapologetically, I am a weeb. I love anime. I love Japanese video games, or at least the anime style Japanese games, for a very long time. And then a friend of mine, one of my official artists, decided to just gift me my current model for free because he was trying out like being a model maker. So I was one of his first test clients.
Yeah, we call them guinea pigs.
Yes. I was trying to be polite, but yes.
You don't have to be polite. We're to 18 plus. Really, that's quite a actually boon for somebody to be able to get that. That's a lot of cost there, and evidently it was a pretty good setup.
Yeah, it is. There are changes and updates I want to make, but like as you said, it's costly, so I can't exactly afford it. But there are plans. That doesn't mean that my current model hasn't worked for me. My current model, I still can get a lot out of, even with just that.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've been able to get this far with the current model, but You can always everybody wants to make little tweaks, and once they get a little further down the line, kind of in either how the movement works or a little more personalized, I should say, to that sort of thing. Do you feel that the model is right now kind of a part of you at this point?
I would say yes, only because like the model does perfectly convey uh a lot of my personality, I guess.
Yeah.
It perfectly conveys the bartender persona that I've had or as the theme of my channel for years.
Hmm.
It also holds a piece of an accessory that well, two accessories that I always wanted to stand out with, which
Yeah.
were my the cat ear, the blue cat ear beanie that I wear on my head,
Right.
and then there's a necklace there, which is actually a real necklace that I have.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you actually already have it kind of personalized, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
It may look a little bit plain on the surface, but like I do have there are some little touches that my artist was kind enough to add to keep it significant.
Oh, I don't know about plain. I think the thing is it that you know about it. That's no one else out there is going to realize what the necklace means to you unless you tell them. So, I mean, that's great. You've been able to already kind of personalize things as you go. Now, you introduce yourself as someone who is scared of salespeople, which I think is absolutely brilliant. How did you? Are you
Oh,
actually afraid of of salespeople, which there are good reasons, or or did you just come up with that on the fly?
I kind of just came up with that. It was like I actually have a short on my channel that explains it, but the gist of it is around the time I made that short or and I started using that spiel
Hmm.
was because every time this was before Twitter quality kind of just dropped,
Hmm.
but back then whenever I'd get a message request either on Discord or on Twitter, it'd be like someone trying to be friendly, and then it only turns out to be like one of those chat bots who's like, hey, do you want to commission me, or do you
Yes.
want to like I'm a graphics designer, and then they send like the most generic stuff that looks like it's obviously been stolen off of someone else,
Yeah.
and I'm just
Yeah.
like, so that and I didn't even lead the conversation into sales talk, so I then also, I just hate the idea of people barging into your space and trying to sell you something.
Oh.
So that's why I decided to just turn that into a catchphrase or intro of like, "Hi, I'm Kaz, and I'm afraid of salespeople."
That would be a
It
great.
also helps that I'm an introvert,
Yeah.
so
Well.
like that's the added fear.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you one bit. But I used to be in a earlier phase of my life for a very short period of time a telephone salesperson. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, it's a dark side, but I was making at the time $10 an hour, which is pretty good at that point in time. Not today, but back then it was. And I had to sell things, cold call, to people who are living in the middle of New York City. Yes, and that was like jumping right into the middle of a mad hornet's nest. You-
oh, I know the feel.
uh,
I also like I've mentioned this on my streams before, but I also used to work in sales, but for a bank,
oh,
and a it is one of those banks where it's like, oh, people know the name,
yeah,
but it's not one of the big three or big two, so
yeah.
it's like everyone's gonna be like, why would I sign with you when I already have this? So it's like that was a humongous challenge, but I know the feel of
You know,
diving into a hornet's nest,
oh,
which
yeah.
is working in sales.
Oh, it can be, some people are just really, really, really good at it, and and you come out of the situation as a consumer not feeling like you have grease all over you. But some of them are just shameless, and I'm like, okay, you do you guys. I'm not. I we used to get scripts to read, and I would call up and I say, "Hello, Mr. Kaz. My name is so and so, and I'm with this, and if you do that to somebody in New York City, they're going to not just hang up on you; they're going to put curses on all levels of your family, way back to the 1700s. I mean, it's you're not going to survive. So I would start. I threw the script away immediately and just said, "Hey, this is Eric Loy from the company. We got a chance here to get you," and it was call waiting, which was a big thing at the time, and nobody had call waiting. We got a chance to get you the call waiting thing for only $250 a month, and if you don't like it, you can get rid of it after a month, which is nothing near the script. Correct, but nothing near the script. And the guy was like, yeah, okay, send me up. I'm like, yes,
That's a good way to do it.
ding the bell. I wasn't going to try to sell them into the other crap. I sold that one. And then they were like, okay, we don't really
Hey,
care
if
how
it
you do
works,
it.
it ain't stupid.
Yeah, but you get people who are there for the lowest you got paid was $4 an hour, and there were people there who were there for the $4 an hour. They would come in and you'd sit next to them and they dial the phone. Hello, this is Eric. I've got, and they click. Okay, and they dial the phone slowly for the next one. I'm like, okay, you do you. But, I understand completely from also, and even some of the radio advertising I did back in the radio days. I would like, oh, really? You want me to read this stuff? I was like, oh, it's so slimy. Um, I don't blame you at all. And how do you get past the? I mean, you just kind of got rid of Twitch entirely, but how do you get rid of the spam on the other things you're into?
Oh, I just tend to nowadays approach it very, for lack of a better term, cynically. Like if I get like, I try to gauge it by like the first message. If someone just sends a hi with no other context, I will immediately assume that they are a chatbot. Like I know that like first impressions last, so the real people who have interacted with me, they straight up just lay their intentions out from the get-go, which
Yeah.
I think is good nowadays, especially since we're in an age where we can't always trust the messages that we get. We think it's a person and turns out to be a robot.
Oh,
So
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
I get yeah. So when you messaged me, and also when like I've been approached for other projects, being very upfront with intention is actually, it used to be a bad thing because back then like they keep telling you, oh, don't be completely honest, you don't want to scare them away. It's like, no, nowadays you want to be honest because that's what people are looking for. I think they're looking for people to be upfront, to be honest, to be legitimate with what they're trying to approach you with.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
uh
And I appreciate that because folks say, how do you get in touch with all these people? I just message them. And certainly when I got a hold of Kaz, Kaz could just said no, and that would have been that. And I said thank you, bye. But thankfully, Kaz took pity on the old man, and we got scheduled them. But it's you really walking a line with that, and I imagine that way. Do you set up a lot of collaborations?
no, actually.
Yeah,
I mentioned earlier I'm an introvert and I am
right.
an extreme introvert. It's like I
Ah,
keep telling myself every year, oh, I want to collaborate more. Uh and then I go the entire year just doing solo streams or streams with my close circle of friends that I play with on the regular anyway.
yeah, yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
I don't always set up my own collabs.
I
I just join them.
well, I was wondering with that and and being a little gun shy with contacts. I was kind of wondering how you would initiate something like that. But your answer is you don't. So there you go. That's the easy way to get it.
Well, a lot of times it's because like I think the reason that I don't personally is because like And this I'm pretty sure a lot of VTubers or just introvert streamers can relate to in general. We don't think that we're likable. None of us do, or at least okay. No, that's wrong to say because otherwise we wouldn't be streaming, right? But there, for people like me, there is that degree where you're just like, oh, who'd want to collab with me of all people?
Right.
Or this person is really amazing. Like, would they even pay attention to me? Especially in this world of chatbots, or
Hmm.
they're probably just gonna think I'm a bot.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like as we've seen with Eric here, like it's as long as you actually put your best foot forward and you're honest with your intentions, I think people will appreciate that.
Oh, I know. I know. When I first started doing this, this is 2 years now. I've been doing these interviews, and the first several people I contacted, first of all, I tried email, which is really not working at all. Got almost no response from that. And then I started getting contact in other ways. They were like, "Do you want money?" And like, well, yes, but not from you. I don't, I don't expect to get anything from it, and I don't blame anybody for that. I mean, it's still pretty much out of the blue, even though we've got a couple of years and a lot of interviews under our belt now. Um, Not everybody knows that this is going on, and to have an old guy out of the blue say, "Hey, let's talk." Yeah, that's got to raise more than a few hackles, I imagine.
Oh yeah, and as a fellow, well, I don't know if I would be considered old by you, but like as someone who's relatively old, you get spooked a lot more often
Oh
as
yeah.
with anything in the online space.
Oh, absolutely. And my paying job is at a police station, and I get kind of the frontline calls sometimes, and older folks and the internet sometimes should not coexist in the same building. It's and one thing for sure, folks, I don't. The government does not want you to pay anything in bitcoins. Don't don't go and take all of your money out, put it in Bitcoin, and then give it to some random person on the phone. That's just, it happens way too often over here. Like,
Yikes.
you're not getting it back. Sorry, but you're not. Uh, and it's just too easy to do sometimes. But for you and the friends that you hang around with, are some of these folks from your old group? Have you, or are these, how did you pick up these? Are these just friends from off screen that you collaborate with occasionally?
Yeah, the ones that I collaborate with frequently, we call ourselves the Travelers. We have been friends for more than a decade.
Ah,
We went much earlier during our educational years, and then we maintained that friendship. It just so happens that it started with a couple of us who wanted to dive into streaming,
mm-hmm,
um, and then it then influenced a couple of others to pick up streaming, or at the very least to join in.
mm-hmm.
And not only have we maintained that friendship long enough to enjoy games together and to stream together, but also we've even collaborated and we've created our own little lore for our group, like within the whole VTuber lore sphere.
Cool. That's good to see that come around that way. I'm kind of interested. You talk about being an introvert, um, but you seem to have a really outgoing, very talkative, engaging personality. Um,
Oh no, this is a mask.
and well, even so,
this
it's a pretty
this
good
is me
mask.
being professional.
It's a pretty good mask. But what bring what would cause you to start streaming in the first place if you were an introvert?
Okay, so the first thing I can say is probably I was very much inspired at the time, like being a millennial, I grew up with YouTube and a lot of like content creators like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye,
Yeah.
and then at the time I had been playing Final Fantasy 14, and then I also enjoyed watching streamers play that. 14 was a relatively low consumption game in the sense that it even ran on my old PC. So I thought like, what if I tried streaming? Because like now that I actually have the tech, maybe I can actually be a content creator myself. Why settle with just watching when I can try? And who knows how it turns out?
Hmm.
And lo and behold, 7, 8 years later, I'm still here.
Hey, were there no qualms about having an audience?
No, because like the way I saw it was, and there will be people who contest this, but like for me, I can treat an audience like differently
Oh,
from real people because like it's a show. Like
yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm not gonna be myself. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna be legitimate or like that I'm gonna be fake. I am myself, but I am presenting it. I know that that is my platform,
Hmm.
or to be a bit more grandiose, it's my stage.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
it's I had to convince myself that this was very common, that people will put themselves on display, share their gameplay. They use that platform to share themselves and what they like. So when I get into that mindset, it's a bit easier for me.
that's a good way to look at it, actually, and it's very true. It is a performing or broadcasting platform. It is a stage. Um, you're up there with an audience watching and participating. All of that is true. It's interesting to me to hear that somebody that is an introvert has been able to make that distinction. And when I've watched uh, some of the stuff you had before, um, I did not hear even the slightest bit of a nervous tick or anything like that for it. If that's an act, it's a good act. uh, it
I don't know if calling it an act is the right word. It's like I say that jokingly, but like, and I say like I mask. It's more of like I know that I'm there with other people,
Mhm,
and at that point, that is where like these people are in the same spot as me.
mhm,
Set aside their time, so I need to give the same due respect. Um, but as an introvert, like as soon as the collaborations end, if it's not people I know regularly,
mhm.
if it's like new collaborations or like uh a group of people who just want to collab out of nowhere, there's of course the social battery exhaustion immediately after the collab ends.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. There.
So I
That's
need to like retreat into my blanket and just recover.
3 days later.
Yes,
that,
pretty
that
much.
that sort of thing. And some people have a very bright burning but short lasting social battery. And it's all. There's one of the things I enjoy about talking with folks here in the VTuber groups is everybody's got such a different background and reason for doing it, and and coming into it, and everybody is individual for me. Your mileage always varies for these for this sort of thing. Have has being online and having your own content, has that helped you offline as far as um, you know your introversion and talking with people?
A little bit, it has. Back in my old job, it did help me, like, since I live in a country where English is technically a primary language, but it's not the chosen language by a lot of people. It's hard for me to really like get like be outward with that. But
Right.
since my old job required me to work for an American company online, um, I spoke English a lot.
Yeah.
Streaming helped me kind of shake off some inhibitions and be a bit more uh, sure of myself or confident when speaking to my coworkers in English, like the American ones. But if I had to speak to anyone in my own local tongue, then that's where I'm gonna have problems.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's comfort. Maybe that's the word I'm kind of looking for. Are you now more comfortable speaking to folks casually in English than you were before?
I would say yes.
Mm,
Um, Assuming it's not like if it's just professional on a professional level, yeah.
yeah.
I can definitely maintain that a bit more uh
Confidently.
rather, what's the word? I can achieve that a bit easier now. Let's
Yeah,
go with
yeah.
that.
Casually, maybe. Um, Off the cuff.
More, let's go with naturally,
Okay,
I guess.
naturally. Okay. Yeah. It's I don't even know what it would be like to know more than one language. I wish I did, especially nowadays with the world is such a small place in comparison to 1984, where it was still it still cost extra to make a phone call 20 miles away. Um, it's so different now, and I wish I would have learned at least one other language. Do you stream
So,
in
sorry,
two?
when you said 1984, my I had to think, why that year specifically, Mr. George Orwell?
That's the first year I was in paid for radio. Was 1984. Um, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that's special for a lot of ways, not just the book. Um, and although the book's pretty special too, everybody needs to read it. Um, the uh, the ability now to speak in different languages, I wish I'd have done earlier. Do you stream in different languages, or is it all English for you?
I primarily speak English on my streams.
Yeah.
Every now and then, I will probably drop a uh, Filipino expletive or an exclamation of some sorts. Like, God knows, whenever I play Marvel Rivals with my friends, I'm gonna be sometimes I'm just gonna like I'm gonna wonder what our tank is doing, and I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna go out more. Like I just it's sometimes the Pinoy in me just pops out. Um, on
Well,
top of that, lately I've also tried to develop my Japanese because
mm,
I took some classes, and then with my Persona 3 Reload series, I've even swapped the language, or at least the dub to Japanese voices
yeah.
to try and understand like nuances, the difference between translation, transliteration, and localization, and things like that.
Oh wow. Yeah. Oh, you're far advanced. I would just like to know how to count to 10. Actually,
It took a lot of years, like the whole Tagalog thing. Like I've even now I'm like 30 years. I'm a local, but like a 30 something years a local, but I still have not fully grasped the language.
well,
And then for Japanese, that's only been recent.
yeah. I think that folks I've been able to be lucky enough to talk to a lot of folks from the Philippines, and people need to realize that there are about 7,000 different languages in the Philippines alone. I mean, it's like from island to island, isn't it? Um, that sort of regional type of
More like
language.
yeah, it's more like a regional thing. Like
Yeah,
island, yes, and regional. It's kind of like both.
yeah.
I know that there are like a multitude of dialects we have here. Like to be specific with what I was talking about earlier, the one that I speak is the more common uh, Tagalog, which is what's spoken in the capital
Yep.
or in the capital region of the Philippines.
Right, right. And people need to look up the history of the Philippines because um, yeah, I think they'd be surprised at how rich it is. Not just from the folks who started there, but everybody who ran over and tried to claim the Philippines because there's a lot of them. It's I actually have a coin that has it's a 20 cent piece that has the Philippines on one side and the United States on the other side. Um,
Wow.
from years and years ago. I don't remember what years it was, but it it's there's in the Spanish influence, the Dutch influence. There's just a lot of influence in the Philippines.
Oh yeah. We've I know that like from history, at least what we've generally covered,
Hmm.
it's usually we usually only mention the Chinese influence, the Spanish influence, the
Hmm.
American influence,
Yeah,
and then I think a lot of the other influences were just like much later on, like over the course of centuries.
yeah, yeah. It's but it's amazing. It's amazing thing, and I'm really glad. Yeah, are you kind of surprised with the amount of folks coming VTubing from the Philippines?
Surprisingly, yeah. It's not even just from the Philippines. It's just the fact that like randomly you're just gonna find another brown brother or sister on the
Hmm.
internet. Like we are everywhere. Um, there is a project that I'm a part of. I can't talk too much about it because the announcement hasn't been made. But
Mm.
when I got into the chat room with a couple of these people, we then find out that like I'm Filipino, like native. A native and
Mhm.
also by blood, and then I'm in the same voice call with like two or three other people who are also Filipino, but like one's in Canada, one's somewhere in the United States,
That's right.
one's in Australia. So it's like the brownies are everywhere.
sooner or later, sooner or later, it'll all come together, and the net will be complete.
Oh, I think it's going to be like even more escalated because like we even have corporate VTubers who are like popular corporate VTubers who are Filipino,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
uh Gerard,
Hmm.
Rexford of Hololive, and then there's also Millie Parfait of Niji Sanji, two very well known Pinoys.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I just find it wonderful that we get to see some um we get to see a little bit in depth of the people and all the talents and stuff that comes out of there. And um, I'm very happy to have met a lot of folks from the Philippines, you included, by the way. You're in there too. Um,
Thank you.
so with this year, and we won't talk about the super secret plan that you just dropped on us, and we'll leave that as a cliffhanger. Have you got any big events yourself coming up besides eventually getting some updates on the model?
Well, I'm still waiting on some official announcements, but I know that what I can probably say is that there is another VTuber concert that I will be a part of. I was
Ooh.
previously part of one hosted by Cory Ojo,
Hmm.
but there's another one that I'm a part of. We'll have to wait for the official announcement, which I will share on all my social media platforms when the announcement comes out. Uh, but yeah, I'm trying to join more projects like that, more musical inclined projects.
Oh, that's good. You're going to be singing or playing an instrument or what?
Singing. I
Ooh.
I used to play bass way back in like in my secondary years, but I have not played bass in more than 10 years. So I stick to singing or whatever singing talents I can manifest.
Oh, I tell you what, back in the day, um, I lived in an area that was really big during the early '80s music craze over here. The new wave type stuff and the garage band things. And if you played bass, you were in about six different bands because
Oh,
very
I remember those days, yeah.
oh yeah, I mean very few people could afford a bass to start with, and everybody grabbed a guitar first. And if you were good at bass, well, you were on stage all the time, every night, They're trying to remember everybody else's songs. Just keep playing that note.
Yeah, like the number of people who like can manage all of that and still have a solo for every single band, that's
Yes.
unique. That's insane.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But the so here you go with you're an introvert, but you're going to sing in front of people. First of all, congrats on that. Second of all, how? I would be scared out of my wits.
Okay, it's like I guess I can chalk it up to the frustrated theater kid in me.
Mm,
Like I went to theater when I was in my secondary years, and like um I got one speaking role, but like afterwards I didn't get any roles.
mm,
So there's, even though I'm an introvert, some introverts have the need to perform, or they want to perform. Like
yeah.
so I've held back a bit on that creative outlet because I thought that I didn't have the talent for it.
Uh,
But as I started joining other stuff and people were accepting me and they actually put my voice on display, I'm like, okay, maybe I got a bit more confident. So it's like sometimes just people reaching out and inviting you to be a part of things can spark that confidence in pursuing that. So lately I've been trying to get more into stuff like that, and I even tried to release a cover. It's not very well mixed because I have no mixing or mastering experience, but I did release a cover because of that confidence.
I know some folks in the Philippines who are very good at that. I can hook you up in some directions if you really want me to. Um, it
Even if you did, I'm broke. Unfortunately, I can't afford mixing or mastering because
I
that's why I have to self produce.
I understand that completely. I was in radio for a long time. We lived we lived on scraps. We would live on I and people think this is an exaggeration. I really did live for several days on peanuts because they were free and I didn't have any money. We had a lot of protein that week. Like if
Wow.
hey, a big old cardboard box full of free peanuts. That was I was perfectly fine for a few days on that. I just slept a lot and ate lots of peanuts. So that's why I still like peanut butter
Yeah.
today. I think probably. Uh, but the
It's amazing the stories I hear about people like in the US, like living paycheck to paycheck, or in your case, peanut to peanut.
peanuts and
And I'm
peanuts.
just like, like I'm baffled that one, you guys are still alive until now, and two, that things reach that point, and it's. Yeah, I'm both amazed but also concerned.
Hey, says the person who is a gotcha addict. If you
Well, yes, okay, but I don't spend that much. I'm like what they call, I think, a tuna fish in the whale chart.
yeah, we lived on tuna fish too. It was cheap.
Hey, tuna is good. Like don't knock tuna.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
true. Well,
good. For
I
people
can't.
who say that fish sucks, like you don't know how to cook it.
Yeah, well, I can't do much with fish or tuna because we have 9 cats. So anytime you get close to opening anything that sounds like tuna, you're just not going to make it. every,
Fair point.
every time they all get a little piece, and by that time there's nothing left in the tin anyway. So it's like, well, just throw it in there. They can go get another cheese sandwich and go from there. Um, so for you now, and we've talked, about the different aspects you're now getting up on stage, and with this and with the singing project coming up, you've got a really good voice for this. Um, it's very expressive, very welcoming, and warm in its tone. Um, and I know I don't want to throw you into things. Has anybody approached you about doing other things with your voice, like voicing a line or two?
Actually, yes. I announced this a couple of months back. Well, this one wasn't that I was necessarily approached. I had to audition for this.
Yeah.
Um, I am part of an ongoing animation series called Fatal, where I will be playing the character, the host of the show. And I had to audition for that.
Hmm.
But still, like, yes, I am currently involved with a voice project, and
Excellent.
then for singing, it started with a couple of covers from some people who were just looking for. They weren't approaching me specifically, but it's it started with that, me reaching out to people because they were looking for singers,
Hmm.
and then eventually, uh, I got approached because I expressed interest, and they were willing to have me. So yeah.
Yeah. And it's well, it's a very um, there's not a lot of sharp points to your voice, which makes it a lot easier to listen to. And your style is very conversational, and I think that would fit something like that perfectly. So I'm glad you're into that because I was going to say 'cause we got to hook you up with some stuff. And use that instrument.
Well, I do like that I am getting involved in stuff like that. Like I've
Yeah.
always had an appreciation for voice related talents. So singing, voice acting. I as someone who has had confidence issues with my looks, I felt that like at least my voice should be usable, and I'm happy that now I am having more opportunities to actually use my voice as a talent for certain things.
Yeah, and the thing is with this, we can do this from our homes now, with a good setup. Uh, and I'm saying, referring back to the 1800s again here, uh, but there's no way in the 80s and 90s you do this from your home. There's just no way to do that with any quality. We're still using reel-to-reel tape back then instead of anything on a computer. No digital at all at that point yet. And nowadays you can do something with quality at home, and if not, they can fix it up a little bit on the other side, and it's an immediate feedback, which is crazy to an old man. Um, for you young folks, it's easy, but for old men like me, it's something else. Uh, uh, I'm really glad you're able to do this because that voice of yours, it's great for hosting. It's great for any sorts of things, and I really hope you get all the chances you want with it.
Thank you. I appreciate the support. Like
Yeah,
I hope I can get those opportunities as well. And I'm glad that you do have a point that like yeah, it's so convenient that nowadays we can do this from home. And I think a lot of the evolutions for that, like the home setups and all that, came from like streaming becoming a big thing, content creation becoming a more common thing, and like uh eventually everyone had to be home because of like the certain pandemic.
right.
But like I think in just those years there were advancements to have better home setups and people also sharing tips to have a good home setup.
Being being a self-described introvert as you are, as you say you are, how does it feel when you have your talent recognized by people, and when you do take that step out and people say, "Yeah, you should be here."
It makes well it is always reassuring because like coming from a culture that they don't entirely encourage you showing off.
Hmm.
It's weird. We have a weird contrast in our culture where you yourself should not advocate or express your talents. You should let other people do that for you. Otherwise, you will be seen as boastful.
Mm.
Uh, like going for your passions in singing or like very stuff for performative arts, people will see that as boastful. Whereas if you are recognized by someone or if you're recommended by someone, that carries a different weight.
Mm.
So seeing that now I can actually be more advocative of my own talent and people recognizing that, it's very reassuring, and it gives me the confidence to make or to continue pursuing that avenue of my talent, you know, if my energy levels are sufficient.
Yeah, that's the thing too. You got, I mean, there's having the talent, there's wanting to use the talent, and there's having the energy level to do it. And there's some folks who just just aren't able to.
You
And
can only have two.
yeah, yeah, you can't have all of them. It's you still have to have, like you mentioned, your social battery before. You're okay for a while, but eventually it gets down to, okay, I want to go home now. That's
Exactly. Although when it comes to performing like online, the social battery isn't as spent because like nowadays, in at least in the VTuber space, we've settled on pre-recorded performances.
mm,
So it helps that there's very minimal having to maintain a face. It's just you take the time and the energy to sit down, record something, and hope that it's at a good quality. You then send that to the mixer and then you go back and forth, but
mhm.
it's still online, so it's not as draining, which it helps people like me get out there.
Yeah, it does. It does, and it adds that little level of extra professional to it, but to have it cleaned up in a way, and eventually you're gonna. The more that you do something like this, like you work with whatever programs you're using to do this, you'll get more polished at it. It's just a natural thing, and things you do in a year from now are going to sound better than you do now. I don't. There's That's just the way it works with these types of programs. For you, and everything you've been able to do on the net, is this something that 10 years ago you would have believed you were able to do?
Absolutely not. Like, this is stuff that I had only ever dreamed of doing, and that
Mhm.
was because like a lot of that had to do with the fact that setups that like mine are expensive.
Mhm.
So, uh 10 or so years ago, I was still a student and I never thought that, oh, I'm probably going to be riddled with like a lot of bills and responsibilities. I would not be able to do any of this. Um, Thankfully, with the help of like family and friends,
Mhm.
I have been able to build a proper setup to do these things.
Yeah.
So, uh, I'm surprised that, like, if you to answer your question, yes, 10 years ago, I never would have thought I'd ever be able to do this on the regular.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, if I mean, would you have even entertained the thought of it? I mean, if you showed 10 years ago you what you're doing now on the net, would you like, who is this person?
I think back then I very much wanted to venture into stuff like this. Like,
Yeah.
me thinking I couldn't do it was more out of like me thinking that, oh, I don't have the technology, I don't have the funds to manage something like this. But if I were to show myself 10 years ago that hey, it gets better, or you can do this if you want to in the future, um then yeah, I definitely would have entertained the thought. It's like, it is just a matter of like, if I had the opportunities, if I had the uh the fortune
Yeah.
that I had to get these things,
Yeah. The
then
opportunity.
yeah,
Yeah.
it probably would have still been, it probably would have been very much entertainable.
Yeah. And the technology available, and the ability to go on with a potential audience of 90% of the planet and do this sort of thing. We started getting people come.
I'd be happy to get just 1% of the planet as an audience.
Yeah,
That's already a lot to ask for.
you know what? I'll take 0.5%. I'll go for 0.5%. I won't be too greedy. But now that you've got people coming back to your streams, you've got an audience, folks are coming back, and you realized that they're doing this because of you and your personality and your talents, that they have really accepted what you are personally?
Yes. I will say that, like, just to kind of like share this, as a to a lot of smaller content creators or VTubers out there, there's always that feeling that oh, they're not coming back, but they are. Some of them, a lot of them have proven that they are,
Mm-hmm.
in surprising ways, and it may not look like they're back, but either they are just lurking. You have those silent viewers, or they miss out on the live stream, but they go back to watch the replay, because the advantage of YouTube is replays are there forever.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I do like that, and I had to remind myself that these people do come back, and that sometimes if they don't, it's either they're a lurker or life gets busy.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to remind ourselves that we're all people. A lot of us are, whether you're an adult or not, life gets in the way, so
Oh
they
yeah.
can't always be there.
And whether you're old, sometimes it gets in the way too. I can tell you that for sure. Kaz, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you, and I'm glad that we've been able to meet through this, because yeah, you're 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 a lot of fun to talk with, and hearing what you've been able to do and what you've got coming up in the future is inspiring. Um, I think that you've got a lot more, even brighter things ahead of you, and I hope that you can drag us along for the ride, because I want to see what you're up to.
Thank you so much, Eric. It's very nice talking to you too. It's very relaxing, and I like that you have such a comfy air around you that it can help people like me open up. So it's very nice to be able to talk about stuff like this. And yeah, I will appreciate if people join me for whatever shenanigans I'm up to, whether passively or you can just be the random person cheering in the chat.
We'll have all the links in the description for the video. Thanks again, Kaz. We'll talk again soon, I hope.
Thanks so much, Eric. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.